I didn't block you.
No, the ban connected.
So, hi Tom.
Okay. Yes.
Can you see the button
Yes. Yes. Yes.
on the
Yes.
bottom?
Yes.
And so happy that you could join us today. Tom, you can share your screen, and I'm quite excited because Hilde, if I'm correct, maybe you should quickly elaborate on your personal story, the reason why you were so happy to have Tom here today. Your mic's muted.
Muted.
Yes, here you are.
I muted because I'm a very restless person, and then I make noise and I'm disturbing the audience. That's why I mute. No, but I have since a few years. Every year I do a checkup with companies, gas and electricity companies, to see if I have my plan is green enough, is not too expensive, and blah blah blah, because prices are fluctuating, and I noticed that there is, so I had a huge at the end of this year I had a huge difference, and I had to pay it extra, and I don't know why. I don't understand, because I'm living in the same way. Okay, there's there's corona and we all worked at home, so that could make a slight difference, but they are not transparent, and they are not transparent to the extent of how green they are. They sell you a green package, but in the end you don't know what is green and what is not. So I'm very upset with the hypocrisy of those companies.
Well, I think maybe Tom will have the solution. So Tom, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tri, for invitation, and thank a lot, Hilde, for very interesting and correct introduction. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining and listen to my presentation. I will walk you through the solution that we may, and we hope that we can answer to Hilde and most of us, including me as well, in this topic domain. How can we control our costs, but also be aware to take action on the climate goal, but also control of everything in our hand, so that we are not in the hand of other people. And the electricity energy is important topic. It's one of the basic element of life. We cannot live without electricity today. I cannot imagine it. Similar to internet. So sorry. Yes. So a short introduction of who we are at EMAX. So we want to be a leader in empowering and digitalization of decarbonization. And what we can do, or what we want to do, is to strengthen the consumer engagement in a low carbon and clean and green initiative. So that is our vision and mission, that why we are here. We started this company 4 years ago at EMAC, me alone, and now we have a team of 7 people. Very international outlook, strong IT and energy background, also consisting of PhD and master level. So from the competence, it's a very high competence of the team. Very happy that at a green tech company, we combine the IT and energy expertise to solve the one of the most challenge problem of our planet. So far, we are very active in innovation. We got funding from European Commission, and we also partnership with many companies in Europe, including General Electric, Schneider, and other player as well. This is so. Question in the morning, so whether we start only in Belgium or in the world. We start from Europe, and now we are serving the Belgium market as well. So the question of topic today: why do we need a change? Why do we have to focus? So of course, carbon neutral, that is a European target, but also individual we want to achieve as well. We want to live in a clean but also green climate, not very dirty, and also full of CO2 or pollution. Of course, it's a very nice image that we want to combine between the modern high living standard, but also very environmental friendly atmosphere as well. When we see the movement in the last few years, even as students or young people going to the street, but also the company that in this morning until now we have seen many initiatives or other colleagues have already presented and shared with you. So we see a clear movement from citizens, but also the company want to fix and also to influence directly on the climate change, and they want to do something more specific with that. We are not alone, so we also join force with our expertise to make the transition move faster. So at the company, but also at individual as well, Hilde mentioned correctly, it's also economic impact, especially of COVID. So we stay more home, less income, we consume more energy, and the energy price going up while we have less income. In the last 10 years, we see even in Belgium, especially in Flanders region, that the energy price increased 50%. Why is the wholesale market going down? So it's very strange. And also the social responsibility from the corporate that we see also the other presentation is very important. And of course, we can say that the energy or other topic, of course, local and green is beautiful. Of course, we have to show the problem globally, but something nearby is also beautiful. And we have to look nearby as well, especially on the top of on the roof of our house is even better. So we can say that local and green is also beautiful. Um, of course, to stay ahead, company, but also individual, we have to save the cost. One of the dimension is energy bill. It's also in some sector, it occupies 20% of the cost, especially in hotel or in other sector as well, heavy energy. The second aspect, of course, not to repeat, to stress again, but it's a minimize CO2 footprint, but also can we do something even to be not only CO2 neutral, but also even positive and make money or share it from the perspective of energy as well. So we become proactive. You mentioned, Hilde, very well that last year you received very high energy bill. You are not alone. So that have a look into here. So in India, so the household around the world in US, 31% have trouble to pay the energy bill. So it in 2008. So it here it's still today. And then here it's also energy. We are living in a very rich continent and powerful continent of Europe, but let's say almost 30% of the people are living at energy poverty. They cannot turn off the heating during this winter time. It's very surprising or very not nice to see this one. Also, the India, of course, we can see the COVID in India is inverting now, but also the energy bill as well. So it's people seeing the shocking. Also, Malaysia, Thailand, but also Vietnam and also other country in a few months ago, we also see again in Texas, with the snowstorm, so everywhere. So it's only some example around the global only. But going to the Belgium, of course, we can see that the electricity price is a third highest in Europe. We are a small country, a very beautiful country, but we also paying very high price. Not only high taxpayer in this country, but also the third highest in energy in Europe. But even we pay high, but the service, so no monthly data or intelligent advice from energy supplier how they can help us to reduce the energy bill and to stay green. Also, the misleading of the company. So every energy supplier have this green tariff, but again, is it really green when we see that only 10% of green energy is from local, from Belgium? So green tariff is a perception of how to say greenwashing, like the other said as well. But also, even when I put PV, solar panel, and other renewable energy on my roof, I have to pay also to prosumer tariff, but also that the subsidy changing or etc. So uncertainty. So even like that, leading a lot of problem on the market. So this is a challenge. So we want to be reasonable in the price, green, but also reasonable in the price as well. Of course, we also see that energy switching or energy supplier in this context is mega. So that is a article only last week saying that mega in this context or as a company try to attract the customer. They try to show a lower price when you enter or we enter, and then they charge higher at the end of the year or the contract next year. So it's kind of misleading, but also abuse the customer like that, untransparent, so that we have to find a way how to move ahead. And as I said, no more greenwashing. So this is one of the challenge with the energy, one of very dimension, sorry, important dimension that of our life. So when we look into similar, how to say, available solution on the market, so of course, when we want to look for the cheaper energy, we have energy switching, but they only do one-time facilitation, but no helping further for us. Even if we want to do the tracking of energy, we have to buy and monitoring devices. It's very costly, even 500 to 1,000 euro, and it's also technical thing, and not everyone can do that. I can afford that. And even if we have the group buying trying to lower the energy, but it organized by third party and they gather a lot of people, so it doesn't happen time to time. So here we can say that there is no community services. If I want to ask some question to my peer or neighbor, it's very hard to do, or no support in the investment. If I want to be green, but my salary is low, can I do it? Or if I do have money to invest into renewable energy, can I even trade it on the market? Not allowed today. So all of these things, that is a challenge that we have, and the technology is there, the solution is there. So how can we do that? So that's why EMAX come up with the KILA solution, that is energy personal assistant, helping the people do the energy tracking, and we use also the artificial intelligence to support that, to have the notification on time, so that we can take the appropriate action for that. So this is a developing product. So it will be have 5 features. First is that helping us to do track consumption and then stay ahead, forecast, to know in advance how much we will pay at the end of the year and take appropriate action. today that we receive a win at the end of the year, then we cannot correct it. So we have to focus. If I use like it today, how much I will pay at the end of the year. And if I join with other people to have more group power to negotiate for energy price or even photovoltaic investment, etc., can I do that? So and how can I do that? Can I initiate it? I don't have to wait for other and invest into the renewable energy, trade energy and market, and also personal assistant. More specifically, so we start from the passive, even like many of us today, unaware how much I will consume. So I will do the tracking and adjust the way I consume energy and then forecast it and then see who can provide me the the best price, so I can also do the switching of energy provider as well. Then if I want even to lower extra cost, I will join the group of user and then negotiate with the energy supplier, but also deal with the bank and also renewable energy to have a better price. And if I want to invest into that and I need also extra money or funding, borrow, I need also a way to connect with the bank in a way that I can show them this is my consumption. This is the way I want to do to be more sustainable. But so it's also my income. So can you give me a better loan for that? Then if we can do even better to invest more, we can even trade energy with our neighbor or even with also the beer in our country. Then we become more renewable and also to be active green investor. So that is an ecosystem that we want to enable at EMAC.
Thong, I'm going to interfere just for me to make sure that I understand it correctly. Yeah? What you're actually doing is giving the consumer the power to track his consumption, make sure that he doesn't get at the end of the year a bill and he doesn't really know what is happening, but you can monitor what you do and have control. That you also can see, oh, wait a minute, I'm consuming too much, I need to tone it down. It's also the element that you unite people around a common goal, and that you can say, listen, we have this group of people and we want to have a better price, where it's power to the people. Because I remember from this morning why for you that is so important. It's because for you electricity, it's not something that was there all the time. Then investing in renewables, it's making the choice where you're gonna buy your energy. Then trading the energy on the where I'm a bit confused, and I have an idea, but I just want to hear you talk about it. It's about the fact that you can loan, because it's something that I was not aware about, is the fact that so many people need to lend money to pay their electricity bills.
Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah. That is correct, because for me it is new.
Okay, yeah. So the trading of energy, for example, today is sunshine and my neighbor is going on holiday. Today we cannot buy nearby electricity from him. So, but the technology is enable us. We talk about blockchain, but here it's a public blockchain, private blockchain, or the technology can enable that, so that I can even buy the surplus energy from my neighbor when he's out or when he's in the office and I'm at home, so that I can buy nearby electricity. That is one of the options that we can to do. We also have the local community of energy, so that in um, uh, one area, small thing, so that we can be also energy neutral. If I cannot afford to be neutral myself. So in this context, so that the energy is sharing among the people in the same community, or even we can put solar panel on the roof of the school of my children, and then I will be part of this community as well. So that is the way that we want to enable as well.
Yeah, and actually give the power to the middleman. I like
Correct.
that a lot. Super.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you go ahead. Just one small question. Do we have an idea how much profit there is on the energy margin? Because we have no clue. We buy our energy, but
Yeah.
someone's making a profit somewhere. It's a bit like the farmers who only can live in a sustainable way if they sell directly to the consumer.
Right. So, very good question. Of course, when we put a solar panel on our roof today, the payback period is 8 years. So, if you divide 100% by 8 years, so more or less the margin is around 15. No, sorry, 12 to 13%. And of course, when we compare, if we put the money in the bank, that we receive maybe negative interest rate even today, or 0%. So from the economic point of view, it's very attractive.
Super. Thank you. Sorry, I interrupted you, but I was
That's good.
because there were. It's good that we understand what it is about. Go ahead.
Correct. Yes. So of course, one of example is here that we are testing with a group of students, 450 students or tenants at this campus Irena in Leuven. They have around 4,500 tenants around Belgium, and we tested with that thing first. So here, the problem is that students, similar to Hilde and also many people, they pay to this company at the landlord, and then they pay around 60 euro per month. So per year, around 600 to 700 euro per year for heating, cold and hot water. But at the end of the year, some people still receive extra 200 or 600 euro. So 200 or 600 euro can be very little to many people or families, but it's very high a lot for the student. And also causing a lot of, how to say, argument between the landlord, at this case is company and also student. Then either at the end they may leave, so the landlord cannot recover the money, or if they pay, it also causing unhappy customer. So at the end, maybe the tenant win rate very low ranking on the website of a landlord in Leuven. So it's a lose-lose situation for the student and the campus in this context. So here we could like to apply this method to test with them how we can help them to stay ahead, so that, for example, they can see how much they can pay at the end of the month or the years, and then their consumption compare with your neighbor. They also track water, heating, electricity, also other gas. So with this thing, we try to increase the satisfaction of the customer in this context. And the reason why we want to test with students or campus here, because they are very young generation, they are very digitalization, and they have the real pain today before we can go to a wide public, general public. The second example is that we also test with an incubator in Brussels. So here is a building around 2,500 square meter, hosting around more than 30 startups. So we try to optimize the energy consumption of the building, and also to identify the peak capacity and also the peak power to reduce the energy consumption, but also the lower bin and also the lower cut CO2 print as well. So it encouraging that we can find a solution to support this incubator startup. So not only at the individual house, but also at the company building as well. And the next step, we also try to connect them with a real renewable energy producer as well. So that to give you some example, this one is under development in our innovation project. So we want to use, let's say, I question is that I want to use renewable from this wind farm or solar farm. Can I do that? So in our platform that we will try to meet this request to the nearest wind farm or PV, so that we can have this selection for that. So that to give you this one is that we develop another product, eFlex. It's a peer-to-peer energy trading platform where you can do the track and trace. For that, via as a private blockchain, it's very less energy consumption network compared to the Bitcoin, and not everything on the blockchain. So that here we are testing it now with a network operator in Bulgaria, Romania, and Switzerland and Turkey, and hopefully we can even apply this one also in Belgium market as well.
So you're actually saying, Thong, just to for people who don't are not that deep into your solution. So you have the consumer side where the consumer can monitor. You have your eFlex. It's actually where you have this personal connection with 100% guaranteed green solutions, so that you can say, if I want to buy really 100% guaranteed green, you can actually, you're sure because you're transparent. And blockchain, for people who don't know it, it's a technology that you can use to really track and trace. So you cannot change it. It's like a personal code stamp that cannot be altered to really make sure and guarantee that the contract and the handshake that you're doing from one party to another, it's actually validated. So that is really very powerful, because it's not a marketing slang. You will be able to really track what if what Thong is saying is true. So that's the whole difference. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Thanks a lot for clarification. Yes.
Yeah.
So by doing that, we have the people to track and optimize their energy consumption, but also buying renewable energy directly from the source. So avoid greenwashing, so we can control that. And of course, earn profits from your investment in renewable energy and become a green drone model for that. And today I could like to give an here, of course, when we do together, we try to become energy independent and also carbon neutral for that. And of course, as I said, I could like to declare and how to say, to mention in big news, and that we will release a beta version soon in less than 2 weeks. So we could like to invite you to be one of the first mover and a tester of our app Kila. Of course, we don't have everything like I say today. We only have the tracking, but it's also very promising. I can guarantee. So I encourage, whether you have the QR code, you can put your name and also email address, and then we will be very happy to invite you to be one of the first tester of our Kila app. So we will be very proud to be one of the first, how we say, one to touch.
One of the early adapters.
And one of the early adopter. Yeah,
leading by example. Thong, it's so exciting because I know you worked hard. We first time we met was somewhere, I think in September, October. And you were saying, yeah, we're still in beta phase, I know how hard you worked to get there. we definitely gonna share this scoop with the audience, and then give a buzz. It
Thank you.
will be disruptive, because the fact that you in your ideal world, you take the big players out of the equation and you give the power back to the people. I'm quite eager how that happens. Normally, companies who do stuff like that in Google space, they get bought and then get silenced.
Yeah.
Why was the European Union so eager to fund you? Because 3 million, it's not it's a lot,
Yeah, it's an very encouraging number, and of course, energy is a very important topic, and customer centric is one of the 5 pillar in the Green Deal. So customer centric, customer engagement is one of the
Yeah.
5 pillars in Green Deal, meaning that the green target for the whole European Commission. So it's very crucial, and renewable energy is also important. Sustainability. So all of these things that they, and of course, Europe, the company in European Union or in Europe to be a leading position. By putting the advanced technology, blockchain, artificial intelligence, and Internet of Things, we hope that we will become one of the leaders in this sector.
Well, I think Hilde, if I look at you, I think Hilde's going to try it out, because if you want to monitor your bill, this is definitely something we need to try.
Yeah.
Yes, I will be there.
Thank you a lot. We have to.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Tom. I think we need to round up and give everyone a 5 minute of digital break, and then at 4 o'clock we have the last session, and it's bARK today. It's about what we're trying to do on the awareness. Tom, I'm so happy that you were here, and thank you for the scoop and for saving it for our webinar. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nice that we can
Thank
say we
you.
have a scoop. Huh?
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you in 5 minutes. See you
Yes.
at
Bye.
4. Bye.
Bye bye.